I'm JD or the Machine.
Hi, I'm DL Speedy.
And you're watching Diamers TV. Yes, sir. Let's go Ateneo. One big fight.
After both taking care of business last Wednesday during their Final Four assignments, the defending champions UP Fighting Maroons, who barely escaped the scrappy NU Bulldogs, courtesy once more of the heroics of JD Cash Money Kagulangan, and then the redemption-seeking Ateneo Blue Eagles, who dismantled the Adams and Soaring Falcons with a monstrous 19-0 run in the third quarter, led by lefty Chris Kuhn, will once again slug it out in the UAAP Finals. This will be the third time in the past 4 seasons that these two prestigious universities will meet and battle it out for the men's basketball championship. But unlike in seasons 81 and 84, where the Blue Eagles were the heavy favorites to win it all, and the Maroons were the underdogs, this time the script has been flipped, as the UP Fighting Maroons, with their all-star loaded lineup, are now considered as the favorites to go back-to-back, while the Blue Eagles are now the underdogs. Thus, who will eventually end up hoisting the UAAP Season 85 Championship Trophy? Will it be the boys from Diliman? Or will it be the boys from Loyola Heights? Regardless, this is a heck of a Christmas treat for all college basketball junkies out there. So, get ready and buckle up for a wild ride ahead as the Battle of Katipunan 3.0 is about to begin. Yes, sir. Welcome back to Dimers TV. I'm your host, J.I. Dimes, and for today, we will be having our episode 27, wherein we will be talking about our UAAP Season 85 Finals Preview, the Battle of Katipunan 3.0. Okay, so again, before we start, we would like to thank our major sponsors for making this episode possible, namely Yo and Yes. Thank you to Yo and Yes. And then thank you as well to Tiny Lambs. And of course, thank you as well to Rain and Reese Accessories for making, again, this episode possible. Okay, so let's kick off this episode by starting with the tale of the tape. Okay, so parang boxing lang ang dating, no? So let's first focus on the round 1 battle between Ateneo and UP, wherein UP won 76-71 in overtime. Of course, Dave Ildefonso for Ateneo had a monster game, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 3 dimes, and 2 steals. Even though he actually did not shoot the ball well, only shot 33% from the field and 20% from deep, and also had 4 turnovers. Now for UP, of course, it was Carl Tamayo who was the hero. Struggled in the first half but exploded in the second half as he finished the game with 20 points, 13 rebounds, 3 dimes, 1 block, even though he actually did not hit a 3-pointer and shot only 54.5% from the free throw line. By the way, all these stats are courtesy of uaap.livestats.ph. So thank you to uaap.livestats.ph for all these very, very in-depth, accurate stats, no? So let's now proceed to the team stats for their round 1 matchup. So when it comes to the free throw percentage, rebounding, offensive rebounds, and also second chance points, so Ateneo won all of those, no? They out-rebounded UP, they had more offensive rebounds, and they had more second chance points in the process. But when it comes to the assists and also the steals, and even the fast break points, UP won them. Of course, the big stat there would be the fast break points, as UP was actually a plus 10 when it comes to fast break points during their round 1 meeting. They had 12 fast break points while Ateneo only had 2. Now, when it comes to the starter points, hindi naman masyadong malayo. Ateneo had 58, UP had 55. While for the bench points, it was also very crucial, no? UP had 21 bench points while Ateneo only had 13 bench points. Of course, this was a time when the second unit of Ateneo was still very much struggling, no? And they couldn't really find their niche yet. And then when it comes to the perimeter points in the round 1 meeting, Ateneo dominated that 32-16. But then when it comes to the points in the paint, well, UP won that big 38-12, which is also very crucial for that close win in overtime. Okay, now in round 2, when they met in round 2, of course, Ateneo was able to bounce back. This was very crucial because Ateneo had to win by at least 7 points, to have a chance to secure the number 1 spot eventually if they would beat Adamson, which they did. That's why they ended up at number 1. So Ateneo won 75-67. It was, of course, season 84 MVP Ange Kwame who dominated. He had 14 points, 17 rebounds, 3 dimes, 2 blocks, and he shot a whopping 75% from the field. Even though Ange actually struggled from the line as he only shot 40% from the line. But another big stat for Ange Kwame in that round 2 battle was that he didn't have any turnovers. No? For UP, it was still Carl Tamayo who had the double-double once again, 20 points and 10 rebounds. He also had 1 steal, shot the ball very well from the field as he shot 50% from the field. But unfortunately, also shot just 50% from the line. And a not so good 28.6% from deep. No, so some other keynotes in round 2, in that round 2 battle. For Ateneo, of course, Matthew Daves or Chu Daves, who wasn't really playing a lot, was given a chance in that game. He played 14 minutes and was very big. He scored 6 points. These are not, of course, something that will blow you. These stats will not blow you away, but these were very crucial numbers, and it came when they really badly needed those points. So Chu Daves had 6 points, 2 boards, 1 steal, shot 60% from the field, and only committed 1 turnover. Now for UP, of course, the biggest question in that game was, where was Zave Lucero? Ano ba nangyari kay Zave Lucero nung laro na yun? Of course, he ended up not scoring. He was 0 for that game. He only had 6 rebounds and also had 2 steals, but he actually went 0 out of 11 from the field. He was not able to shoot any free throws, and he also went 0 out of 3 from deep. So that was really a big story dun sa round 2 battle na yun ng Ateneo at ng UP. Now for the team stats, when it comes to the field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, yun yung naging crucial. Kitang-kita, ang laki, lalo na sa field goal percentage. Ateneo shot 41.8% while UP only shot 31%. Yung sa 3-point percentage, 36% sa Ateneo, 32.4 lang yun sa UP. Tapos when it comes naman dun sa other stats like free throws, rebounds, once again, UP dominated those, especially sa rebounding, but not as dominant this time around. They only won by 2 rebounds, and then yung offensive rebounding talagang yamado ang UP doon. They had 23 offensive rebounds that gave them 23 second chance points to Ateneo's only 12. But when it comes to the blocks, Ateneo led that. They had 5 blocks while UP only had 3. Ito yung crucial, or UP had actually more turnovers, sorry. And then, as a result, nagamit ito ngayon ng Ateneo to their advantage because they were able to score a lot of points from those turnovers. They ended up with 19 points off those turnovers. At syempre, dahil mas konti nga yung turnovers nila, UP was not able to capitalize on it much. So, hindi din masyado malaki yung discrepancy this time sa fast break points. 10 yung sa UP, 6 lang yung sa Ateneo. So, unlike the first game na plus 10 ng UP sa fast break points. Tapos yung starter points, ito, malaking factor to for Ateneo. 54 ang starter points nila, 41 lang yung sa UP. And then, yung sa bench points, kahit nanalo ang UP dito, 26-21, malaking factor to kasi this was a game na finally nag-show up na yung second unit. Chu Daves played well, Gab Gomez played well, Chris Kuhn played well. And kahit na outscore pa rin ng bench ng UP yung Ateneo, 5 points na lang yung lamang. Hindi na masyadong malaki yung discrepancy. Tapos sa perimeter points, they were only tied. Pareho lang silang 33 points. And then yung points in the paint na na-dominate ng UP nung round 1 meeting, this time, Ateneo na yung nanalo. Hindi naman nila na-dominate ang UP, but they actually had 2 more points in the paint compared to UP. 22-20. Okay, so of course, that spelled the difference. That's why Ateneo won that game 75-67. Okay, so now that we're done with those 2 matchups that they had in the elimination round, let's now proceed to the keys. To the keys to the chip, as we call them. So let's start first with Ateneo's keys to the chip. So first key for Ateneo, this was a consensus among us sa Dimers TV. Mga kasamang hosts ng Dimers TV, we came up with these 5 keys to the chip for the Blue Eagles and also for the Maroons later on. So for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, first key would be, of course, the second unit. The second unit will have to really show up big time, just like what they have been doing since the start of this so-called 7-game winning streak that they are in right now. Yun naman talaga yung malaking factor doon because the biggest issue with Ateneo, especially in the first round, was yung malaking dip ng performance from the first unit going to the second unit. But because, guys like Gab Gomez, Chris Kuhn, who was very big in that game against Adamson, and even guys like Chu Daves and then Gio Chu has finally settled down. Malaki talagang bagay, no, na nakakatulong na ngayon yung second unit. So that's the first key. And then second key for Ateneo would be, of course, Fortsky Padrigao. No? He has really played significantly well since sobrang ganda ng pinakita ni Fortsky Padrigao this season. Even though still, not getting a lot of love, a lot of people are still saying Jerome Lastimosa is the best point guard in the league. Pero again, statistically speaking, it was Fortsky Padrigao who ended up as the runner-up for MVP. And young Fortsky Padrigao will have to show the world why he is actually the MVP runner-up. Okay, and then third key, ito, mahalaga rin to, Dave Ildefonso. First, Dave Ildefonso needs to overcome the ghost of season 84. That's an open secret. Basically, everyone knows how Dave actually struggled in the finals last season. He only averaged 6 points per game. And kung maaalala nyo, siya rin yung nakapag-miss, no, nung mid-range jump shot na tinira niya before the whole JD Kagulangan thing happened. No? So, he has to really overcome the ghost of season 84, especially in the finals, and redeem himself here in this year's finals. That would be really very crucial for the Blue Eagles. No? And then fourth key for them would be, of course, Ange Kwame. No? So Ange Kwame, battling injuries throughout, battling knee pain because of the partially torn ACL. Pero still, you have to commend the guy. He never missed a game and he was still putting up numbers. No? And he was always there for the team even though minsan hindi daw siya nakakapag-practice. Pero again, Ange Kwame should show why he is the premier import in the UAAP. Hindi lang naman siya basta import, siya rin ay isang naturalized player ng Gilas Pilipinas. No? So, ibang level din si Ange Kwame. So, if Ange can, show again the world why he is the best import in the UAAP, that would be very big for the Blue Eagles. And then last but definitely not the least, and probably ito yung pinaka-importante sa lahat. Ateneo won 3 straight championships, could have won, sabi nga nila, kung natuloy nga daw yung season 83, naglaro dun sila Dwight Ramos, could have possibly won 4 straight, and kung last season, baka 5 straight kung nanalo rin sila last season. Pero ang bottom line doon, Tab Baldwin has been the real MVP for the Blue Eagles. Everyone knows that, iba yung nagagawa ni Tab Baldwin as a coach. So, ang tanong na lang is, will Tab's magic and greatness of coaching underdogs, no? Historically, Tab was very great at coaching underdogs, no? Hindi nila kailangan tumingin ng malayo yung Gilas Pilipinas natin before dun sa FIBA Asia. Not the strongest Gilas Pilipinas team that we had, pero nag-silver yon. Of course, yung mga kinoach niya na teams like New Zealand before and yung mga iba niya pang hinandle like Jordan, it was always like that. No? So, sobrang galing si Tab in terms of handling, especially kapag underdog yung team niya. So, ang tanong, will Tab's magic and greatness at coaching these underdog kind of teams help the Eagles eventually complete their redemption season? Okay, so that is it for the keys to the chip for the Blue Eagles. Let us now proceed to the keys to the chip for the UP Fighting Maroons. Okay, starting with ito, malaking bagay ito This can actually alter, all the predictions that we had in episode 26 kasi nangyari lang to nung Final Four battle ng UP with Adamson is yung health ni Carl Tamayo. No? Alam naman natin na tapilok siya, landed on the foot of an Adamson player and he never really looked the same after that. No? So ang tanong, is he going to be 100% in the finals? Because just like what we saw, si Carl Tamayo ang best player ng UP dun sa round 1 and round 2 matchups nila. So, ganun ka-importante yung role ni Carl Tamayo. So, malaking bagay malaman kung healthy ba si Carl Tamayo coming into the finals. And then, second key for UP would be, of course, Zave Lucero literally has to bring his A game. No? Yung parang nilaro niya laban sa Adamson, ganun tipo. No? Because ang malaking tanong is, sinong Zave Lucero ba yung magpapakita sa finals? No? So, hindi pwedeng hindi na naman siya sa score or mag-0 for 11 siya, etc. Even though at first I doubt na mangyayari uli yun. Pero again, Mr. Lucero is very important. Zave Lucero is extremely important for this UP team. And, he has to really bring his A game. Tapos dinagdag din to nila Sir Arvin Alimboyao na aside from Zave, dapat si Terence Fortea and si Harold Alarcon, even though of course they are more of role players, they also have to bring their A games. Kasi malaki din yung nagagawa nila, lalo na yung mga 3-point shooting, it spaces out, the floor for the Maroons, and yung nadadala nilang extra offense for the team is incredibly important as well. And then the third key for the Maroons would be, of course, JD Cash Money Kagulangan will need to be sensational once again. His numbers will not blow you away, pero we know very well that iba yung takbo ng UP pag si JD Kagulangan yung nagka-facilitate nung system, no? So, iba yung magagawa niya, especially, just like what happened in the in the NU matchup rather, no? Yung laban nila sa NU during the Final Four, no? Sorry, I think nabanggit ko yata kanina Adamson. So yung NU matchup nila, si JD Kagulangan once again was the hero, no? He hit that crucial 3. They were only up by 2, and then he hit that dagger 3 that basically sealed the deal. So Mr. Kagulangan has to once again be sensational for the Fighting Maroons. And then fourth key for the Maroons would be Malik Diouf, no? So kung si Ange Kwame has to show that he's the best import in the UAAP, Malik Diouf basically has to show everyone why he is the MVP this season, no? And which he did against NU. He really performed really well, especially with Carl Tamayo being out. And then lastly, ito, wala masyado nagbibigay ng emphasis dito, pero again, the fact that UP, this is the first time UP will be coming in as the heavy favorites, no? Hindi sila yung underdogs, unlike in seasons 81 and 84 where they were the underdogs ng panahon na yun. So, malaking bagay for the UP Fighting Maroons to actually be able to embrace the pressure of being the favorites, no? Ang malaking tanong na lang doon is, will they actually thrive or will they fall? Okay? So, syempre, we will end this discussion on the finals preview with our final prediction or verdict, no, dito sa ating UAAP Season 85 finals. So, ano nga ba yung ating final verdict? So, apat sa amin dito sa Dimers TV ang naniniwala that this will be a really, really close series. It will go to 3 games, obviously, but UP will figure it out and win it and go back-to-back. So, kasama ko doon si Lord C, kasama rin si Sir Arvin and si Jonas. But, yung isa sa amin, of course, si Sir Johnmer, he really firmly believes that this will be a redemption season for Ateneo. Naniniwala siya na yung momentum na nagpipeak ang Ateneo at the right time with the 7 straight wins, at naniniwala siya na mag-end yung season nila with 9 straight wins as Ateneo will sweep UP in the finals. Sabi nga niya, it will be Dave Ildefonso who would bag the finals MVP. Yun ang paniniwala ni Sir John Mer. Naniniwala siya na ang Ateneo ang nagpipeak sa tamang oras, and because of Tab Balvin's magic, they will be able to figure this out. Okay, so that is it for our finals preview, no? For episode 27, the UAAP Season 85 finals preview, the Battle of Katipunan 3.0. Okay, and with that, we will now proceed, of course, our favorite segment, walang iba kundi ang ating shout-out segment. Again, special shout-out to our major sponsors for making this episode possible. With Tiny, starting with, of course, Yo and Yes, no? So maraming salamat, Yo and Yes. Maraming salamat din sa Tiny Lambs, no? So for those who haven't followed their Facebook page and Instagram page, please do follow them. Meron sila ngayon mga Christmas promo. Maganda yung mga presyo na mura lang, pero of course, they have high quality products. Perfect na pangregalo ngayong Pasko. Same thing with Rain and Reese Accessories, no? Please follow them on Instagram as well. Meron din sila mga Christmas promos, and ano naman sila, no? Very accessible dahil kaya nila mag-deliver kahit galing sa malayong lugar. Okay, so thank you also. The next one, so for our shoutouts, thank you also to the more than 1.3 thousand who supported episode 26. We are incredibly grateful, no, for those who supported. Nagulat kami na umabot siya ng 1.3 thousand na nanood nung episode 26. Sanay kami sa Dimers na wala naman masyadong nanonood dito. Kaya maraming salamat po dun sa mga nanood, at sobra kaming natuwa talaga. Thank you also to those who shared their thoughts sa episode 26, yung mga nag-comment, no? Special shoutout kay na Sir Paulo Pacheco, who's an NU fan. Of course, si Sir Earl Duque, dami niyang shinare ng mga comments. Si Sir Alberto Galsim, maraming salamat din po, sir. Tapos si Sir Joe Villanueva, no? Naalala ko yung comment niya na dapat daw next time pag may predictions, dapat daw may crystal ball na kaming hawak, no? And then, shout out din also to Mr. Opinionated, and shout out din as well to APMC, no? Sabi niya, ano ba yan, yung mga mali-mali naman daw yung mga predictions namin. Okay. So, salamat pa rin po for supporting Dimers TV. And then, of course, special shoutout as always to our ultimate loyal supporters. We have, of course, Mose_BL3, Riza Gawa, and then we also have MA Wizard, JDR Machine, YM Buckets, JL Speedy. No? Special shoutout as well to Jomel Tizon of Arangkada PH. Dati kong estudyante yan, kaklase ni Lods. And then, of course, ito yung mga grabe ning supporters natin. Dominic Darakan, maraming salamat anak. Salamat din, of course, to Bianca Faye Garcia. Thank you so much. And then, Gidiver Canicon, thank you as well. To Sir Paul Lareza, maraming salamat din. And of course, special shoutout ko na rin lahat ng mga hawak kong sections this first semester as we end the first semester. So, special shoutout to all of them. ABM 11-1M, ABM 11-2M, STL 12-3P, my advisory class, of course, and then STC 12-4P and STC 12-5P. Okay, so that is it for our shoutouts, and that's it also for our episode 27, UAAP Season 85 Finals Preview, Battle of Katipunan 3.0. So once again, I am J.I. Dimes. Keep safe, everyone, and let us enjoy this upcoming UAAP Finals. Yes, sir. So again, hashtag UAAP Season 85. We'll see you in the next episode of Dimers TV. Yes, sir.